Okay, people, I'm still at it. I don't know. I think it's March 4th, 2020, and it's like 3:30 in the morning. As you can see, let me see what this says. Fraser Health Authority staff endangered the lives of all visitors to Chimay-Chorney by way of using formaldehyde in a hospital setting to conceal the decomposition of a dead body in the name of Chimay-Chorney. The medical records of Chimay-Chorney were falsified by Fraser Health Authority staff. And then you can see I wrote there, right? Falsified right here to suit a narrative that was not true and was done to benefit a criminal organization as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada section and blah blah blah, to protect the interest of the criminal organization that the province and the Supreme Court protect. Okay? I'm going to write that in right now, people. Jeez, I go through this all the time, don't I? I'll keep this short. I just want you to see that I'm still doing this. I don't understand why I'm doing this, people. It's the right thing to do, though. You know, even if I don't get anywhere with it, because I'm dealing with the corrupt court system and corrupt government employees, right? I mean, what's going to stop them? What's going to stop them, people? Oh yeah, I want to show you this too. I'm going to keep this short because it's really hard for me to wrap my head around this. Like, seriously, you don't know how hard it is. What I've done is I kind of rearranged things in there. I'm pushing on page 10 right now. Obviously, I'm trying to keep it short and sweet as best as I can. Facts and material facts, like, I still can't quite figure that one out. But, you know, I kind of broke things up a little better, I think. And then I got into legal bases, which I can read. I'm trying to keep that short, right? And again, I don't know how to write legal bases, but this is how I wrote it so far. And if I put anything else in there, it will only be a couple of more things. Right? I don't expect too much out of this, people. I don't. Except for maybe I might owe $300,000 in legal fees to fucking the province. Legal basis. It's alleged by the plaintiff that on January 13, 2015, purposeful medical misconduct and mischief was carried out by Fraser Health Authority staff for the end goal of following through on blacklisting a vulnerable family within the healthcare system by facilitating the medical kidnapping of Mr. John Duncan for the purpose to commit theft as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 331 blah 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 234 and Section 331 to such Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce illegally seized Mr. Duncan's financial assets through the process of fraudulent activities as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 336, Section 337, Section 341, and Section 3423. Now, I suppose I could break them up individually so they could dispute each one individually and call me frivolous and call me vexatious and call me a waste of the court's time, but I don't think it would make much of a difference whether I wrote it that way or broke them up into separate little sentences with each section of the criminal code listed under each sentence either or, it's not going to make a difference because they don't like to acknowledge the Criminal Code of Canada in a court of law unless it benefits them. In other words, when the cops are charging somebody. But when somebody's charging the cops, they ignore it, okay? And I don't think it really matters how you write it. So, for easy reading, it's probably better to do it that way. And if I don't do it that way, because I may change it, then what I would do is I would break up each of those sections, like section 331. I'm not sure what that is right now, and my criminal code is right there. But I would be like, under the Criminal Code of Canada, conspiracy under section blah, 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 so that you have at least a title, because I've started to go back into certain parts of this and just add the title of the section in short form with the number so that, your memory is jogged, because otherwise you have to go into the book or you have to have side notes. But, okay. So anyway, February 28, 2018 was the last day the plaintiff has been to court. February 28, 2018. Shimei got murdered on April 11th, 2018. And CIBC Bank served me papers on April 11th, 2018. So, but on February 28th was the last time I went to court, and that's when that judge sent me to the cops. As a matter of fact, when the cops were in the house downstairs with Shimei on April 11th, I was speaking to the sergeant. Sergeant so-and-so. Anyway, he told me that whatever I was going to take to the cops, because that's what the judge told me to do, to give it to him and he would send it to the right people. But you can't trust the cops, people. That's the thing. You can't trust the cops. I mean, couldn't trust the cops really with Andre. They didn't do anything for Andre, right? Sure in hell weren't going to do nothing for John, And then after everything unfolded out with Shimei, I mean, how can you trust the cops? The cops are involved with a lot of this shit because they're a union. It's that beehive mentality. It's that entitlement mentality that's just within the government sector in general, right? And for some reason, they just seem to think that they can use the general population as a commodity, and obviously they're going to go for the more vulnerable because we can't protect ourselves, especially if we're being denied access to fair and legal representation, which is a fact, right? Time and time again. And anytime I ever got a lawyer, like in regards to Andre, I had to fight for it, people, right? Okay. So anyway, February 28, 2018 was the last day the plaintiff has been to court as a direct result of unfair and misleading discriminatory practices carried out by the various judges who, for a reason to discredit the validity of all said notice of civil claims, because there's two of them, and including the application to waiver fees in a court of appeal, the misconduct of the Vancouver Court of Appeals. Vancouver Court of Appeal registry number, and then I put down the number, and then I put down Vancouver registry number, and I put down the number for that, that's Fraser Health, and then I put down the number for CIBC Bank. Now, that little sentence doesn't really quite read, I don't think, very well, so I'm probably going to have to work it out better. Anyway, the next sentence down, the Supreme Court of Canada and the Court of Appeal is not reliable to provide fair judicial representation to the plaintiff, to the Chorney family, and to Mr. John Duncan based on the court's breach of trust as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, section 336. Do you see how I wrote that in? I put the subtitle of the actual section within the criminal code, and in this case it would be criminal breach of trust, right? Because You know, the judge sent me to the cops. No, that's not what the judge should have done. First of all, the judge should have done his job, people, and waived my fees. That's what I was there for. I couldn't go and put an application in for to go into a 3-panel judge for an appeal until I waived my fees. I had to waiver my fees first, get that approved, and then make the application for the appeal to go in front of that 3-panel judge, which the application was already in the making. But I couldn't go in front of the 3-panel judge until I got my fees waived. So that's why I went to that particular court date. But Andrew the Dragon came in with his... This is what he came in with, people. As I was being told, I was only allowed... Well, first they misled me to think 7 pages. So I wrote 7 pages. Then when I go back to submit the 7 pages, they said, no, it can only be 3 pages. And before you can go in front of a 3-panel judges, you have to get your fees waived, because otherwise you have to pay. And by that time, I had no money. I couldn't afford the $200 or whatever the fuck it was. And then, you know, they have you wander to go someplace else. That didn't work. So they booked me in, and that's why I showed up. But Andrew came in with this, handed it over to the judge, right? Gave me a set, and the judge was trying to throw it out, people. And that's when I started hollering the Criminal Code of Canada and all the broken legislation within the provincial laws. And he got stuck with his mouth. He didn't know what to fucking say. So then he got upset and he called the freaking sheriff on me, right? Just to, you know, derail me, right? Fucking stupid. And then in the end, right, because he was trying to throw it out, and then I just reminded him of all the federal laws that were broken, and he goes, oh, okay, oh, go to the cops, take it to the cops. That was his judgment, people. Take it to the fucking cops. That was February 28th. And then Shmei died April 11th. While that sergeant's standing there saying, yeah, okay, yeah, just give me all the information and I'll make sure it gets to the right fucking department, and we'll do a good job for you, Miss Torney. Don't worry, we'll really investigate what happened to Uncle John. Yeah, my ass. Because they were fucking acting shady from that day, people. When that cop told me to take Julian down away, right? Because Julian, oh, Shmei, oh. The fucking cop should have been fucking holding him back. Not me, not Tisha, the fucking cop. They should have been taping off my place, people. Fucking arresting him, putting fucking handcuffs on him. Right? And if not that, then at least putting him as the #1 fucking suspect as to what the hell was going on, and fucking go interrogate him. They didn't do any of that, people. They covered up everything from the very beginning. Had to fight to get fucking cops back in to investigate. And as I'm fighting, arguing with them to investigate, when do I have time to start putting everything together for Uncle John and hand it to the same very fucking cops? Think about it. I'm fighting with the cops to investigate what happened to Shmei. They're arguing with me, telling me, oh no, it's not something that we normally do. You know, it's like she did it to herself. But, you know, okay, since you keep bugging us and you won't shut up about it, yeah, okay, fine, we'll look into it. And then purposely ignore everything that's put in front of their fucking face. Act like it wasn't fucking written down. Act like the pee stains and, you know, shit stains on that futon didn't make a difference, right? Didn't account. But you know what? You know what I came into contact yesterday? Reading, you know, because I have to write down that her body was decomposing. It wasn't suffering from edema. It was suffering from being fucking decomposing, okay? Anyway, was, you know, like, what's the average of people defecating or urinating when they die? Like, does it happen each and every time? And apparently it doesn't happen each and every time, people. But people who normally die under, like, traumatic circumstances, like in a car crash or, you know, being hit or whatever, just, you know, those ones normally, because of the shock will defecate and urinate. Well, she may defecated and urinated, people. She has that bruise on her head there that they're ignoring, right? That they tried to cover up, but they can't, people. Right? No. They ignored all that shit. They covered it up, people. It didn't take me long to fucking figure out that this cop was fucking shady coming over to my house. Just because you stand at 464 doesn't mean that you're fucking right. If anything, maybe there's something genetically modified in your fucking DNA and it makes you fucking weird. You know, you ever stop to think about that? Some of these guys, they look like they're fucking clones to each other, like seriously, you know, and they act the same, they sound the same, they have the same fucking mimicking persona. Okay, yes, okay, I understand, Calm down. Until they flip a script and they turn into fucking demons. Okay? Like, they're such hypocrites. So over time, as if I'm going to hand the shit over to the fucking cops, right? It's obvious you can't trust them. Because they don't work for the public, people. They really don't. They're a fucking criminal organization themselves. Through fraudulent concealment, right? As listed under the Criminal Code of Canada. Do you see how I did that? That's what I should do with those other ones. I should backtrack and break out each section and give it its own sentence, because that's what they like, so that they can yay or nay on each section, right? Each thought, right? Each fact, each material fact. That they would ignore anyway, unless, of course, it suits their benefit. If it suits them, then they willingly fucking eat it up. But if it doesn't suit their agenda or their benefit, they'll fucking just do everything to trash it. Through fraudulent concealment as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 341, the plaintiff was disallowed a fair trial regarding the medical kidnapping of Mr. John Duncan, because they concealed what happened to him, people, by not allowing it to go in front of a fucking judge and really do discovery and, you know, quite possibly have a trial to get to the nitty-gritty of it all, so that government employees could be held to account to stop fucking criminal activity within the government union sector, basically, because that's the end goal, right? So yeah, they concealed it because the court is involved, because they're just like those guys that come to your house and tell you, hey, let me protect you. Through fraudulent concealment as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 341, the plaintiff was disallowed a fair trial regarding the medical kidnapping of Mr. John Duncan, and therefore the Supreme Court of Canada participated in mischief. So you see I added two, but it's kind of like one goes with the other. But again, I don't really think it matters how you would write it. It's the fact that they have control of the courthouse and they'll just make it so it won't go through. Because after I submit it, then they start bringing in the court rules. And if you don't know the court rules, which I don't, you're hooped. And I'm going to show you something here before I go, too. How tricky they can be. And it probably means something, but I don't know because I'm not a lawyer. But I'll show you in a minute. And therefore, the Supreme Court of Canada participated in mischief as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 430, 1 A, B, C, D, and 1 A, B, C. And then I've got something negligence here under the Criminal Code. I haven't finished that sentence. Legislation, well, obviously we're dealing with the Tissue Act, which I haven't even pulled up and really looked at it yet. You know, like, my brain is so drained with this, people. Like, it's so fucking drained. That's why I put down, like, the court registries, because it's all there. It's similar to, if not equal to, what they did to Uncle John. And I don't know. They can't say that it's done. If they want to lock me up because I can't afford to pay fucking fancy-dancy fucking corrupt lawyers, well, then I guess so be it, right? I always did say I might end up having to be a political fucking prisoner here yet. Because basically I'm being held hostage to my own home and to my own life. This is no way to live a life, but this is like being held fucking hostage. Okay? So, you know, whether it's being held hostage in your own home over this shit, or whether you're actually fucking in jail waiting for your lawyer to call you because you're a political prisoner to this shit, I don't think it's really going to matter at this point, because the court doesn't want to change the status quo. Okay? And then I put special investigation case number. I put that down as legal basis. And then I'll put down the case number for the initial investigation when finally they started to investigate what happened to Shimei, because it didn't happen right away, people. I had to fight for it. And it was shoddy. It was very shoddy. And then I wrote down no known case law that would be applicable to illegal organ harvesting and gang stalking of vulnerable families and individuals. Relief sought, reference court case number, Vancouver Registry. That one would be Fraser Health Authority. Same reference court case number, Vancouver Registry. That would be CIBC Bank. And then name of Chorney listed on the birth certificate of Amari D. Johnson, because that's what Shimei wanted to do. Julian refused to sign the papers, right? And so therefore Shimei was making plans to go to court to have that done. So since we'll be there, they can do that. And if they want to throw it out of court, then they condone murder, because that's basically what the cops did. That's basically what Fraser Health Authority did. That's basically what the coroner did, right? They condoned murder. They covered it up for an end goal, which was to harvest Shimei's organs illegally. Just like Amari was injured at birth, and then conveniently that was ignored, and the burden of proof was put on the mother, as Fraser Health Authority ensured that it could never be held liable for their negligence, because they simply just didn't do an MRI. It's all based on an MRI that they didn't do. So I somewhat wrote that in there. I'm not going to read it right now. I'll read it when I'm getting closer to the end. Because sometimes, like I said, when you sit and you talk about it, it's one thing to sit there and talk. It's easy to make it come out that way, where it makes sense. But it isn't necessarily easy to sit down and write it. Like, for example, I'll read I'll read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll read 5 sentences here. At the time of Amari Johnson's birth, he was showing signs of birth injury, but Fraser Health Authority staff disregarded his symptoms and proceeded to blame the mother for the child having an opiate in his system, despite Fraser Health Authority prescribing the opiate to Shimei Chorney at the time of the C-section. We read that. As a result of medical misconduct that prevented the proper diagnosis as to what was wrong with Amari Johnson at the time of his birth, Fraser Health Authority has ensured a position where the corporation and their staff cannot be held liable to the permanent injury that Amari Johnson sustained by the hands who delivered him on September 7, 2017, under an emergency situation over a 3-day period of Sinead Chorney experiencing labor pains. We read that. Through the birth injury of Amari Johnson, Fraser Health Authority and their employees have ensured themselves a guaranteed income source that resulted by the very nature of injury to the brain and consequences to the injury of the baby at the time of his birth. Amari Johnson has a life expectancy of 45 years and is the perfect candidate for organ harvesting as the British Columbia provincial government invests millions of dollars into the BC Children's Hospital for such purposes. Amari Johnson did not have an MRI done at the time of his birth, and therefore, through legislation, Amari Johnson is subject to be the true victim to corporate corruption that injures children at birth to ensure that viable organs are available for organ donation based on the demand with limited supply to fill that demand for organs coming from children. So I wrote it there. I don't have to go in circles with it. I just have to write it once, say it once, and I can almost guarantee you people, these bastards are going to sit up there and call me vexatious, frivolous, scandalous, and a waste of court's time. And fuck, they sure in hell can't send me. They cannot send me this time, people, to no fucking dirty cops, okay? And then, just to show you how shady these guys can get, I'll end it on this. Okay. This is, Supreme Court. What is this? Case planning order, Master Taylor. This is the first time I went. Because I don't know what I'm doing, right? Because I don't have a lawyer, right? And you know, my eyes are bad, right, people? This is why they pick on the weak. They're like a pack of fucking hyenas that pick on the fucking weak, right? You know, they go for the weakest in the crowd because we're the easiest to take down. And because the crowd just moves on, you know, it's business as usual. But if you notice, there's my signature. Do you see that? Look where it says, by the court, okay? Because this girl, I don't know, this one right here, counsel for the defendant, okay, we were standing, look, you see, here's my signature, okay, but if you look over here, where is it? Oh my God, what have I done? This one's not used. Now I'm seeing things. So you have to remember, like when you go to court, right, and you don't know how to do these things, you go, you tell them you want to put an appeal in, blah, blah, blah. These workers that help you to fill out these forms, they mislead you too, right? They tell you the wrong thing. You do what they tell you to do, right? And then you find out that it was done wrong. Hold on a minute. Okay. So anyway, you know, they're talking fast between themselves, right? The judge and this person that was representing Fraser Health Authority, right? This was with Master Taylor, the one who told me to make 20 pages, right? That I got that one freebie for the amendment. And then when I went for the dismissal, because Fraser Health Authority put the dismissal application in, right? What do you call it? That judge, the next one, the one who falsified his own transcripts, just sat up there and said, oh, well, what Master Taylor was asking for didn't really mean anything, right? It wasn't a true amendment, right? And freaking Andrew the Dragon said, no, it was nothing. It was just something, you know, blah. And they played it off. So anyway, this woman, you know, she's standing here and I'm standing there, right? Right, people? And, you know, they're talking, and they want me to sign something. So she points her finger, right? So I go where she's pointing, because now she's showing me where I need to sign. So I sign it, people. Do you see that? I signed it. But they didn't like it. See, that's where I was supposed to sign. But because I can't see very well, and they were rushing me, right? Because they're, you know, got better things to fucking do. That woman, she pointed there. And so my signature ended up there. And they didn't like it. So I don't know what the fuck they did. But if you notice here, this is what was submitted. They completely removed it. And brought in a new form. Took out my name. Do you see that? It's the same form, people. It reads the same. It reads exactly the same. Right? They just changed it here. Here it's in lowercase. Well, no, maybe not. Right here, the following parties approve the form of this order. Right? The following parties, right, approve the form of this order. Right? And then, of course, they wrote in with paper copy to follow in regular mail. Because I don't want to use the email. So they rewrote it in here again. Right? And they did it for themselves, people. They did that for themselves. Do you see that? See how they did that? This one not used. Now, there was another thing that I ended up signing here, that when I was like going to court for Amari or whatever it was, I said, you know, there was one thing I signed there, I don't know. And there was a lawyer there that said, you know, you shouldn't be signing anything. If you don't know what you're signing, right? So I don't know, people. But even if I signed it, what would it matter? Because they wouldn't submit it. They would just fucking create a new form and submit that one, and I wouldn't know I wouldn't be the wiser. I wouldn't be the wiser, people, because first of all, it all blaring at me. It all, you know, like my eyes are going on me. Like, this is not good. This is not good, what's going on. Right? Not good at all. I can't understand it. Because my eyes, it's too hard to concentrate. It's too hard to see. To see. See, reset no fee application. It's right here. Do you see? There it is right there, people. Right here. That's what I went in for. Right? Reset no fee application, February 28, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. Right? I went with Tisha to waiver fees. And I was told I was not allowed to bring no more than 3 pieces of paper, like three papers of what my court case was all about. Well, Andrew came in with this. turned it into a mini trial, like he did with the dismissal trial, prosecuted me, right, deemed me guilty, and had the judge send it to the cops. And then Schmay died. But yeah, this is a legal document, obviously, but it's just not being used. Because it didn't suit their agenda. Whatever their fucking agenda is, and their agenda is to not protect the public. Okay, that just in itself proves that, people. They take advantage of the weak, and the blind, and the injured, and the sick, and the disabled. That's what they do, people. Okay? That's what that fucking represents. Right there. Alright?